Here we are approaching D2R2 starting point. See where I'm supposed to park. Up here, I guess. Yep, looks like up here. Big turnout today. All right, so good morning. I'm here at D2R2 up in Deerfield, Massachusetts. I'm going to do the 100-kilometer ride. Beautiful day. Has to be well over 1,000 people here. A lot of big turnout. You can just see from the drive-in and the cars behind me, there's just plenty of people here. I'm going to try to get out early. They got me started for about 8 to 8:30 start time, but it's about 7 o'clock now. I think I'm going to be able to get out early, but I'm going to give it a shot. A little bit of fuel before I get going. I am going to start early. I see some people kicking it off already. This year they got electronic timing, so the number on the front of your bike has the electronic tape in it, so it knows when you start, knows when you stop, and it'll record your time when you're done. So I just kicked off the start, 7 o'clock. Got off about an hour ahead of time. I don't ride with a group, so I'm just going to go do the ride. I got it on my Garmin. Beautiful day. Last year I pulled out, it was humid and raining, but today it's fantastic. This is a nice cool day. I'm sure the sun will come out a little later, and that's the reason why I wanted to get started a little bit earlier. Last year, boy, it kicked my butt. I don't know if it was because I didn't fuel properly before the ride or if it was the bike I was on. I was riding a Specialized Chisel mountain bike with the aluminum frame, and that bike just could have been a little too heavy for some of these climbs. But today I'm on the Salsa Cutthroat, much more capable bike for this ride, and I'm pretty excited. I think I fueled properly. I'm feeling good. I think I got the right bike. This ought to be a great day. There's some cows enjoying the weather, hanging out by the little river. Hey, moo cows. All right, so just came up the first gravel climb. It's pretty good, nice and shady. This is what most of the, or about half the ride's gonna be today. Really nice stuff. Really glad I'm on my cutthroat. So I'm a little disappointed back there. That first section of gravel, it had, it wasn't that it was steep, but I did have to walk the bike a little bit. Just that the gravel was so loose, I couldn't get any traction. So, maybe for a few hundred feet, I had to push the bike. Hey, so I met this little guy on the way through. Real friendly little puppy. Just wandering around, having a good time. So I gotta tell you, if I didn't have the route loaded in my Garmin, this would be challenging. There's no markers on the road. Well, I did grab a route map and a cue sheet in case I really get lost and have to bail. But the Garmin's doing a pretty good job right down here, kind of keep me on track. So I guess I'll be fine. Plus, this seems a little familiar. I rode this last year, and as I'm turning on these roads, I am remembering them a little bit. So I'm on the third section of gravel. It's really nice up here. Probably gained about 1,000 feet of climbing in 11 miles. So this is a good a good climbing route, this D2R2. And then, you know, I really enjoyed this. I'm out here all by myself on these dirt roads. I got passed by my first car at 10 miles. There's like nobody out here. This is really wonderful. You know, I just honestly love to ride my bike. And, you know, this is something new. I've been riding on the road for years. I just loved riding on this gravel. This is really wonderful. You get some nice scenery like this. These farms and these little gravel roads that connect the farms. Okay, so I just came out of here. Then there's a T, go down, or we can go up. Now, if I remember properly from last year, if I go up, and that's the way my Garmin's telling me to go, that's gonna take me up about 100 yards to a rest stop. Now, I'm only 13 miles in. I'm not gonna go for a rest stop. I'm gonna continue to the right, and I'm gonna continue on the route. Wow, look at those mountain ranges behind me. That's looking east. Some beautiful, beautiful hills over there. You can see for miles. Whoa, it's a nice little bridge. Here we go. Along the river, nice and cool. This beats running down that main road for about 3 miles. Some cows in the pasture. Just finished a nice climb. Gentleman on his front porch with his kids, or his front yard with his kids, kind of cheering you on. Nice local support. And then I just passed a couple riders at the water tank. I didn't need to stop for water. I've got plenty of water on the bike, but I'm going to stop at 32 miles. There's a rest stop at that point, and that'll be my first stop. So just to give you an indication of the climbing, I'm 24 miles in. They're at 2,900 feet of climbing already. So that's probably half the climbing at not quite half the distance. So that's telling me that I got some downhill in my future. Hopefully on the way back to the car when I'm really tired. All right, so that was quite a section. Just climbed about 1,000 feet in about 5 miles. And now, according to my Garmin, I'm heading back down. So this is the exciting part, right? This is what the benefit is. You do a little climbing, then you get the benefit on the way back down. Looking forward to this. Well, I'm at the halfway point, 32.5 miles, and it showed a right-hand turn. So I'm all set to turn right. And then what I see is all this, and I'm thinking, hey, this must be the lunch stop. But nope. This appears to be a country western concert out in the middle of nowhere that I just happened to come across. So, hey, good luck. I mean, these people are having some good fun out here. Cookout, some music, but I don't see any bikes. So, well, I don't think that's my lunch stop. All right, heading over to Covered Bridge, right into my rest stop. Hi, how are you?
I got to bring the tractor.
All right, so I'm at 36 miles. I'm at the covered bridge. We're gonna follow this river pretty much most of the way back. But that was the rest stop right behind me here. I grabbed the Coke and filled up my water bottles, and I should be all set for the rest of the ride. So at some point back there, we crossed into Vermont, rode for a while, and came back into Massachusetts. So I kind of missed when we were in Vermont, but we're in Massachusetts now. We're following this nice river on the way back down. This is my favorite part of the ride. This nice gravel road, kind of following the river. It's beautiful. That water looks nice and cool down there. On a hot day, I just want to pull over and dunk my head in there. All right, so that river road, that was about 10 miles of nice, smooth, packed down gravel road. I was able to go between 17 and 20 miles an hour the whole time. So I was able to burn up 10 miles pretty quick. Now I'm on a pretty nasty hill, climbing out of the river valley, I guess. Yeah. Much, much different than going along the river. So if you can see that, but that's the hill I'm on. That's the climbing I need to do right now, coming out of the river valley. And it's this nice, smooth, packed gravel. I remember last year on this climb, I actually had to walk a part of it. It got pretty steep. Fishy food mobile. On the climb. Okay, so this is one of the steeper grades. I remember last year, this is where I had to get off and walk. I just couldn't get traction on the back wheel. But I'm on a different bike this year. Let's see what we got. I think I can make it. So I made it. Not a problem this year. I think the weight distribution on this bike is a little different. Plus, I'm just feeling stronger. Like I was saying before, I prepared much better for this ride this time. Okay, so the last 10 miles is mostly on paved roads. There's one single track section, but these paved roads, there's some real steep suckers. I just finished a climb up to the last rest stop. That was 13%, and now I'm heading to another climb that'll be just as tough. So they don't finish this ride easy. So I had to stop quick and take a look at this guy. It's kind of rusted to the ground, but let me tell you, my dad had one of those. I remember back in the 60s, my dad pulled it out of the junkyard, got it running, and that was his car, that was his truck. He drove it to work. So this kind of brought back some memories. Oh yeah, up here in Massachusetts. Okay, bringing it in. Last 5 miles. Feeling pretty good. This was a great ride today. A little bit of a gravel section right here. Okay, so I stopped riding, but bringing in the last couple miles here. This little gravel stretch, and then probably another 5 miles after that on the road. But I had to pull over the video because every time I get on these little gravel roads, it turns into a hill. It turns into a nice hill where I pull the camera out, I start to record. Next thing I know, I need 2 hands on the bars. We're going up a hill. So I had to pull over, get this last video clip on this gravel. But man, what a good ride this has been. The weather's been beautiful. A little bit of traffic on the main roads, but this route is mostly off-road. Like I said, the first 20 miles, I think 2 cars passed me. But once you get on the main road, I mean, trucks with trailers are blowing by you. You got to be careful. But other than that, man, this is a great ride. Got a good old-fashioned stampede here. Hey girls, coming through. Easy does it. Especially you, buddy. Easy does it. Good girls. All right, so the last section of off-road here is kind of some double track. This goes through that farm I was just in with the cows. This is about half a mile. Brings me out to the main road and then back to the parking lot. This is tough to do with one hand holding the camera. All right, that's it. Coming up to the finish line. Here we go, turning in, finish line. Done. Here we go. All done. D2R2 2022 in the can. Good job, I feel great. Excellent ride.